Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Journeyman. As you can see, we have gone up in our skills, as I mentioned in the previous episode. We are now our level is still the same, but if we see at attacking, defending and tactical, we have gone up a notch. And also in determination, player knowledge, youngster knowledge, man management and motivating, we have gone up. So even though our previous encounters and our matches haven't gone according to our plans, we are progressing as a football manager. And when we boil it all down, that's what it's all about. But other than that, I actually I actually have great news, that is. And as I mentioned in I think the last episode, when we got spanked in the cup by a side which we should be at least drawing with, but I did think we were favorites for that draw. But I mentioned that we should probably change the tactics because the stats were they weren't that bad. We could do better, but the main thing that stood out was our players' individual performances, and I started thinking perhaps it's the tactics that's been wrong. And I changed something, and then I know it's only been 2 matches, but we've won them both. And typically when I'm not filming but this is great news, and the tactics I'm using is a 4-4-2 diamond. This is one I have used it for a number of years in previous football managers. I don't think I've used it in FM19. I've mostly used wing play, but I thought all of our supposed wingers, most of them are actually strikers. So I thought, since we had we have quite the strike force really, so I thought we could go with 2 up top, and that has worked out great. Before we look at the highlights from our previous matches, I would just go through our ending of the transfer market. As I mentioned, we should probably use the money we got in from our Thiago sale, and that's what I've done. I've used almost all of our funds. They're both free players, but they are both paid players. They are key players and they are players with wages. I know, crazy world. But this is our first guy, Simon Wollesen, a 20-year-old central midfielder, and he is he has great potential as a central midfielder, deep line playmaker type. He has alright physical abilities. He's alright technically, mostly a passing, tackling, long shots type of guy, but he doesn't really have any weaknesses, and he's only 20 years old. He counts as one of our under 21 players on the bench, but also 2, he will develop, and he is probably one we can build the team around if we choose to stay, or otherwise we can get him in another club, I think, because he has great potential. And well, the thing that stands out is obviously his teamwork, 14, and his decision making. And I'm already trying to train him into setting the tempo of the matches, because that's the highest level of decision making in the squad. So that guy I'm quite excited about. And then I got in another striker, come winger. He's a pressing forward. I know you might look at his technical ability and think, what's the matter with you? Why have you signed this bloke? But when you look at his mental and physical abilities, that should answer your question quite nicely. He's aggressive, he's brave. Another player who makes great decisions, and anticipates well, work rates, and then of course he's really fast. And I thought playing 2 up front, we could really use such a guy. Probably playing with a poacher besides him, or at least a slower player, I think. Someone who can fill in the box as a target man or something. Yeah, so that's the guy I got in. Well, the 2 guys I got in, and as you see, he can also play on the wing. So if I should get confused and lose all hope again, we can change to a 4-3-3 or something, and he can play on the wing, using his pace and his aggression. Alright, so should we take a look at the highlights from our last games? I think we should. So the first one against Skovshoved, not a very good side, but still we won. And you could see the lineup with Christian Bay-Kestrup, who has, he's slowly turning into one of my favorites. He has performed quite well in different positions, either in right, left, or central midfield, as a ball-winning midfielder, and I'm very pleased about him. And as you see, Mads Falk on the attacking mid, and he scored a goal. So alone from that stat, this might be a formation we could build upon for future seasons. Alright, so should we watch the... Oh, well, just watch the goals, I guess. I've talked enough already, I guess. Alright, so as you see, no, really, they just pass it down. A deep pass to Falk, and as you see, it's only in the 78th minute, and then a free kick from Emil Thomsen. But well, we did have the stats on our side, and I actually thought we played quite decent. Yeah, and we're playing more of a short passing style now that we have 4 central midfielders, but we're still playing with passes out down in the space. But I think it works out great. And then the second match, 1-0, and as you see again, we had quite a lot of chances, even though it's only 1-0. And our new right wing back, Sebastian Frederiksen, had a very great game, as well as Rizvic, who also played nicely. Should we just watch the goal? Yeah, I think that's fine. I can't really remember it by now. It's a penalty. Alright, so I realize I might not look too much of a genius, having scored 2 goals in 12 minutes in the first leg, and then in the previous match scoring on a penalty. But I thought we played well, not great, but better, and we're putting points on the board, which is very important. So I'm gonna stick with this formation for now, I think. And today we're back with another game against B93, B93 from Copenhagen. Yeah, so have I already put down a lineup? I think I have. Let's see. Yeah, so this is turning out to be our starting defensive line of Frederiksen, Albrechtsen, Abiltrup and Risvich. We have some contenders on the bench and reserves, but these guys, well, as you see, their average rating, it's quite alright, and Peter Ravn has started to turn up as well, so perhaps we can stop letting in so many goals as we've done recently. Alright, so our midfield, I'm gonna start Simon Wollesen. I think it's his first start. Yeah, he came on against Hellerup Idrætsklub. Yeah, and got some minutes, but I think he's ready. And then Jannik Simling on defensive midfield. Østogan as another playmaker. I'm trying Offenberg as a target man. Well, because Ingvarsen, Christiansen, Ørngaard, well, they haven't been up for it. They haven't really scored any goals in our last, 4 or 5 matches. So I think I will start with this, and then, well, I have Ørngaard on the bench because he's under 21 player, but also Patrick Pedersen, who is our pacey winger. He scored last time and he performed well for the reserves, so I might bring him on if we don't show any creative power, I think. But yeah, this is and yes, of course, with Christian Barkastrup on the bench, who's been performing nicely lately. Jannik Simling has been complaining about minutes, so I thought, now that it's actually going well, I'm not gonna risk any team atmosphere at the moment. I'm just gonna ride the wave right now and see where it takes us. So as you can see, a ball-winning midfielder, 2 deep line playmakers, and attacking wing backs. Yes, let's do that. And if we don't get any chances, I will push up and push up with the back line and press the opposition defense in order to make them well, try to make them do some mistakes and see if we can pressure them into giving us chances if we don't have the creative power ourselves. Alright, so I should just tell them that yeah, come on lads, show me what you can do to keep our run going. Alright, so 2 motivated players, our new guy and Østogan. Yeah, I see a lot more in you. I believe in you. Alright, so some marking assignments perhaps. They have quite a nice squad, B93. They're not doing great, but you see this guy is very pacey. And he 2 goals. No, I'm not gonna mark him. But this guy, Quincy Antipas, He's only made 2 assists, so he hasn't performed yet. But as you see, he's an old Sønderjyske and Brøndby player in the Superliga, the Prem of Denmark. And he is, well, as you see, he's a technical beast for this level. So we should watch him carefully, I think. Even though he hasn't performed well up until now in the season, we might give him the luck he needs to start performing. So I'm gonna tread carefully in this one. 7.45, that's quite some. Alright, so not in that many appearances. Yeah, I'm just gonna kick it off and see where it takes us. And as you can see, we're at home with our green stance. I'm just gonna zoom in a little more, just to make sure you can see. As well, if you haven't noticed yet, I have zoomed in our, well, in the menu and squad and tactics screen, just to make sure you can actually follow what I'm doing. Sometimes it might be, well, the font might be a little too small when you're watching on a phone. So I hope this helps you. Oh, that's a great shot from Falk though. Alright. So we have, yeah, it's an okay start. 2 shots off target. We have the possession on our sides. Nice save from Ravn. And the guy's offside. So no worries there. Antipas with the corner. Gets it away. Abeltrup gets it. No. So I think it's our right wing back Frederiksen who wasn't marking too tightly there. He's trying though, but it's a great finish. No problem, guys. Alright, so I am gonna turn the heaters on. More positive, and let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna push up a bit. I know they have quick forwards, but in our last couple of matches it worked out great to push up in order to pull off some attacking moves. So that's what we're gonna try to do. There you go, Schmidt, our pressing forward. Can he? No. An alright effort with his left foot. Perhaps we should change the position of our strikers. I was wondering about this. Most often the guys don't cut in, will cut inside when coming from the flank. They just run straight ahead and then finish. So they don't really, well, Offenberg's a lefty and Smith's a righty. So I think I will just put Offenberg on the left, and there you go. Just to make it easier for them, you know. Yeah. But perhaps I'm just panicking. You never know with me. One day it's this and the next day it's that. But that happens frequently in Football Manager. Right, so not the greatest free kick from Falk. A great tackle from Christoffersen. Down to Risvich. What can he do? Our Flario left wing back. Pass it to Simling. To Østergaard. To Wollesen. To Falk. Great position. Out to Frederiksen. Come the cross. To Offenberg. You see? Sometimes it actually works to switch the attackers around. Or maybe I'm just being smug. But it's always nice when you make changes and they actually work out. That's a great header. Right down the post. And actually also a great cross from Frederiksen. I think we might have our new first choice right back put down, which is nice. It's still early in the season, but I like having, knowing which players I can count on. And I think Frederiksen and Risvich will turn out to be our best wing backs. Alright, so 1-1. Not too shabby. What are we gonna say? So Frederiksen is nervous, perhaps because he made that mistake, but he did redeem himself with that great cross and assisting for the goal. Yeah, I'm just gonna encourage them, which you don't see too often from me. I'm usually whipping them, getting some aggression out from them, but we're doing all right at the moment, so I don't think we should be too aggressive on them. And even though B93 are below us in the league, their team is all right. So I think this is fine. Alright, let's see if this is just a kickoff highlights. Get there? Yes, it was. Nice and calm, nice and calm. Alright, Risvich with the throw-in. Offenberg, Östogen, Risvich, nice short passing. So Falk is finding a nice position in there when one of the forwards gets out on the flank. Oy! Close one from Schmidt, hitting the post. Even though he hasn't really got any finishing ability. I'm just counting on his experience. I guess he's 28. Well, he has 9 finishing, which it's not the worst of this level, but that's not what I got him. He hasn't really performed well. Should we do anything? Nah, not yet. We're doing alright. Frederiksen with the throw-in. An alright cross again. Wollesen. Falk. Pass it out. Out to Risvich. Yes. And come with cross. Nah. Wollesen. To Schmidt. Nah. Well, to Frederiksen. Nah. He couldn't bother. He'd rather have the throw-in, I guess. That's alright. We're not in a rush. Not today. So this could look like a counter attack. Doesn't look too good. Nah, it's alright. They can have the long range shots, I guess. Alright, so Appledrop is getting tired. Well, Turnsberg has also complained about minutes. He's one of, our central defender, come left back, our inverted wing back. Very exotic. Who's in on loan, and he has complained about minutes, so we're gonna give him some. Offenberg has scored, but maybe we should put in Patrick Pedersen just to, bring 2 pressing forwards. Maybe that might be a great idea in the last 20 minutes if their defense has, if their defense is tired. That's what I'm trying to say. He has scored though, but both Østogan and Simling hasn't performed. I'm gonna try and give Kastrup some time and gonna put Wollesen. No. He's gonna become a ball-winning midfielder with support. We could change those two guys. No, it's fine. Should we play him box to box? Yeah, we're playing him box to box. And that should be enough for now. Should I just, yeah, get creative, guys? That tends to fire them up. So it's just gone off and then a yellow card. Great from Kastrup. Alright, what can we do? What can we do? I guess it's alright with a draw. I sometimes struggle, as I've already mentioned, to be satisfied with draws, but I think, yeah, this is fine. I guess it'll prolong our unbeaten streak. It'd be nicer to extend our winning streak, but we are a mid-table side at best. Ooh, no. So that's quite chaotic defending from the guys. I wonder if it had something to do with Tønsberg, who just came on. It's actually alright. Yeah, he made the tackle. Alright, so I guess we're gonna risk it all anyways. Alright, so Fed goes attacking. What should we do? I have a plan, I think. If we make him a ball winner, and Sydney haven't been great. No, but I'm gonna put Wollesen in center as a deep lying playmaker on defend, and then two ball winning midfielders, maybe that can bring us something, and then we'll push up. Yes, attacking, slightly more direct. And we will push all the way up, be more urgent, and get stuck in. Should we use our last sub? What can we do? Yeah, we should bring on Pedersen. He has been great lately. Instead of Schmidt, who's been awful. Yeah, I think so. Oh, Jesus, we've been playing as a D-line forward. Maybe that's why. That's a rookie mistake. Should we go with them both then? Offenberg is tired. Yeah, you know what? So it's my fault, I think, that Smith hasn't performed. So I'm gonna put him. Does Pedersen have greater finishing? No, he's even worse. Maybe it's a bad idea. Should we put Ernie on? He's a great finisher. Don't know what to do, guys, obviously. No, you know what? Smith hasn't performed. I know it's been... it hasn't been his preferred role, but... I believe I still can well, I should be able to get something out of him in his wrong position. Alright, we're off, and I should say very attacking and push forward. Come on, guys, get us the win. Hmm. 3 minutes at a time. We've got to highlight. Come on, guys. Wollesen, that's a weird choice. So that's his brilliant decision making. Great pass from Tønsberg. Ud til Frederiksen. Simling to Frederiksen again. Come on, guys. Maybe we should play wider, but we don't have the time. Maybe that's a suggestion for our next match. Oh, nah. That's not really enough. Well, it's a horrible pass, really. Alright, so a loss, 1-2. I'm beginning to feel like there's a curse. Every time I want to take you along on our adventure, we tend to lose. I'm not saying it's your fault, but something is something's not quite right. Yeah, I'm gonna tell the guys I'm disappointed. I actually did expect more, at least a draw. Yeah, that's the sort of match we should be winning. Offenberg looked stressed. I don't care. I'm disappointed. I am disappointed. Alright, so it's not... yeah, maybe it's down to our lacking motivation skills. Alright, never mind. We're still doing alright, I guess. Only 3 shots on target. A bit unlucky at the end to concede that clusterfuck, or what you would call it. Well, quite a chaotic goal to concede, but it's alright. We didn't play too horrible. I still think the tactic works. Maybe we should just have pushed with a higher line for more of the game. That's probably something I'm gonna do. But should we take a look at the league standings? Yeah, as you see, we're still doing great. I can never remember whether I've mentioned this part of the rules or not. Well, better one time too many than not mention it at all. But when the league splits after 22 matches, I think, yeah, we play each other twice. It splits there. Top 6 joins top 6 from the B division, and the bottom 6 joins the bottom 6 of the B division. But in well, if we do turn out to end up in the relegation part of the league, only the bottom 4, well, only, it does sound like a lot, but you have to keep in mind that we are fusioned with 6 other crappy teams. So if, well, I'm still striving to end up in the top 6. As you see, I think we can do it. It's still early in the season. Well, I think we are a third into the season, but still we can finish in the top 6. But if I'm just trying to readjust expectations, but if we do end up in the lower half, we do have to be amongst the bottom 4 teams of 2 leagues. I know it sounds confusing, but Perhaps this is just excuses. I'm not quite sure, but it's a long way of saying that I'm still confident about our performance in the league. Yes, as you see, a late defeat and we played alright. Yeah, so I'm gonna end it here. I hope you enjoyed another loss. Hopefully we can enjoy a win at some point in the season together. I'm gonna come back for the match against AB of Gladsaxe. And then I don't know about the other games, but I'll see you against AB, I think. And then thanks for this time. Yeah. See you guys.